But for you, obviously, like you said, you were Jumbo in school. You were the fat kid, and
Jumbo.
And I assume that I'm gonna make the assumption that was a part to play in your fitness journey coming through. But what was it that motivated you to actually start your fitness journey and then to evolve and go, okay, how do I actually get more in peak performance? What is it that grabbed you about all that stuff?
So I'll answer the first question, then the second. So the first bit was what started me. So I think with a lot of, like, if you talk to most people and say, is your life amazing and awesome and you don't want to change anything? The answer is probably no for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, there are things that I would like to do different or better or create different outcomes.
Yeah.
But a lot of people have that same thinking for years, and then they wake up and they're 10 years older and they're still thinking, I should change this, I should do that, I should lose weight, get out of this job, get out of this shit relationship, whatever it is. But so my focus with my PhD and also just my interest in general is how come people don't do the stuff they should do, right? And so for me, I think... So I had a personal experience, which I'll tell you in one sec, but I think for a lot of people, something happens internally where there's like almost like an emotional tipping point. Malcolm Gladwell wrote a book called The Tipping Point.
Yeah, I've got it over there.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I actually haven't read it.
It's a good book.
Yep.
So I think quite often we need to wait, or we seem to wait till there's enough internal leverage before we go, fuck it, I'm sick of this, whatever this is, and I'm going to go and change. So my fuck it moment was the year 8 swimming sports, where I was fattest kid in the school. I didn't want to swim, but I was forced to swim, which is okay. It was nobody's fault. It's my own. So Jumbo, 14 years old, 90-something kilos, about that tall, about 5'5", 5'6", morbidly obese, standing on the lane 8, fucking starting blocks, looking shit, feeling shit, embarrassed, humiliated. And kind of, for me, that was a moment where I said to myself, I'm never, ever doing this again. So I swam, got out of the pool, got changed, went home, and that day was the first time in my life I ever trained. I went for a run, run, because I couldn't run.
Shuffle.
And that was a, thanks, mate. No, it's true. Just a fucking fat little kid walking, running, walking.
Yeah.
And
mate, I did it at a fun run only about a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
I was shuffling.
I was shuffling. So I got back, didn't die, and went, all right, I'll do it tomorrow. Did it the next day, went, all right, didn't die, I'll do it. And then I actually lost 30 kilos in about 15 weeks.
Wow.
So I went from low mid-90s.
Kid.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
and
incredible.
I was just incredibly focused because I just didn't want that feeling again. And so I think for a lot of people, it's not how much talent we have, how much potential we have, how much knowledge, how much education, resources, or even support. And all of those things you would think are paramount, but they are not. They matter. But what matters more is whether or not you'll just do the fucking work. It's like for you to build this podcast, there's work, there's organisation, there's processes. And when you start, you don't have sponsors and you don't have anyone going like, you're well done, mate. And you have 3 people going, yeah, it was all right. Yeah. And your starting point for a lot of things is I'm shit at this. Well, how do you get great at anything? Well, you first start by being shit or not very good. So for me, when I started fitness, I was shit. I was fat, I was unfit, I was unhealthy, I had no idea. And I just threw myself into the process. And clearly, my focus then and my motivation then was really about just not having that experience again. I just don't want to be the socially marginalised, embarrassed fat kid.
The feeling wasn't great and you didn't want to be there again.
Yeah, correct.
That's understandable.
Correct.
For sure.